pomegranates grow every year, but how do they get from the dirt into your lunchbox? It takes a robot army. Today, we follow a fruit through a maze of pipes and lasers. You will see how giant machines squeeze every drop out perfectly. But how does a robot see a bad fruit? Why do the seeds need a giant bubble bath? And can a machine really pack boxes faster than a human? Stay tuned, because the final machine is the coolest thing you'll ever see. The harvest, the journey begins. Our story starts outside in the bright sun. We are at a massive pomegranate orchard. Thousands of trees line the fields. Each tree is heavy with round red fruit. Farmers walk through the rows very carefully. They look for the perfect color. They don't just pull the fruit off the branches. That would bruise the skin. Instead, they use sharp, small clips. They snip the stem with a quick click. This keeps the fruit safe and healthy for its long trip to the factory. What's key here is the speed and care. Every fruit is handled like a prize. Workers place the pomegranates into large wooden bins. These bins sit on tractors that move slowly between the trees. As soon as a bin is full, a forklift whisks it away. Watch the farmer's hands. They check the crown of the fruit. If it looks dry and the skin is tight, it is ready. This is the only time a human hand will touch the fruit. From here on, the machines take over everything. The bins are full and the trucks are idling. But wait until you see how we get thousands of fruits out of a truck in seconds. It involves a giant machine that flips the whole truck upside down. The big move. The giant trucks are now full. They drive from the dusty farm to the shiny factory gates. Each truck carries over 50,000 pomegranates. When they arrive, they don't use shovels to empty the back. That would take too long. Instead, the driver pulls onto a massive metal floor. This floor is actually a giant scale. It weighs the whole truck to see how much fruit is inside. Once the weight is recorded, the real magic happens. Everything here is about massive power. The factory needs thousands of fruits every hour to keep the robots busy. The arrival area is loud and busy, but everything moves in a perfect line. Look at the hydraulic truck tilter. This is a huge machine that looks like a carnival ride. It grabs the entire truck, wheels and all. It tilts the truck high into the air at a 45-degree angle. Suddenly, a red river of fruit pours out of the back. The pomegranates roll onto a soft rubber belt that cushions their fall. The fruit is moving into the factory, but it's covered in farm dust. If we don't clean them now, the juice will be ruined. Wait until you see the whirlpool that gives these fruits a wild ride. The bubble bath, the great wash. The pomegranates are inside the factory now, but they are still dirty from the farm fields. They have dust, leaves, and tiny twigs on them. They move down a long belt toward a giant stainless steel tank. This tank is filled with cold, rushing water. It is not just a regular bath. It is a high-tech cleaning station. The fruit drops into the water with a big splash. This is where the cleaning robots and water jets take over. We have to keep things perfectly clean. The factory must be spotless so the juice stays fresh. The water moves in a circle to keep the fruit moving forward. No fruit gets left behind in the corners. Look closely at the water. High-pressure air pumps create millions of tiny bubbles. These bubbles act like thousands of tiny fingers. They scrub the skin of every pomegranate. At the same time, soft spinning brushes overhead push the fruit down. This ensures every inch is shiny and bright. By the end, the fruit looks like red glass. The fruit is clean and beautiful, but the most difficult part is next. How do you get the seeds out without breaking the bitter skin? We are about to use a machine that shuffles the fruit apart. The Deseeding Miracle. Now we reach the hardest part of the factory. Pomegranate skin is very tough and tastes bitter. We only want the sweet red seeds inside. In the old days, people had to hit them with spoons. But this factory uses a giant machine called a deseeder. This machine is a huge spinning drum made of steel. The clean fruit goes inside and the machine starts to vibrate very fast. It shakes the fruit so hard that the skin breaks apart, but the seeds stay perfect. check out the gentle power of this machine. It has to be strong enough to break the fruit, but soft enough not to crush the seeds. If a seed breaks now, the juice is wasted. It is a delicate dance of physics and speed. Look at the centrifugal sieve. Inside the drum, the fruit spins in circles. Centrifugal force pushes the heavy juice-filled seeds through small holes in the wall. The big pieces of bitter skin are too large to fit through the holes. They get tossed out the other side. It looks like red rain is falling into the collection trays below. We finally have the seeds, but they are still solid. How do we turn these millions of tiny rubies into a smooth liquid? The next machine is a cold press that uses more pressure than an elephant's foot, the cold squeeze. Now we have millions of tiny red seeds. They are called arils. These seeds are full of sweet juice, but we need to get it out. The seeds travel down a silver slide into a machine called a cold press. This machine does not use heat. Heat can change the taste and ruin the vitamins. Instead, it uses pure strength. The machine is made of heavy stainless steel. It is very clean and very powerful. It's all about keeping the liquid pure. We want 100% juice with nothing else added. The machines work in a cool room to keep everything fresh. You can smell the sweet fruit in the air. Look at the twin belt press. Imagine two giant rubber belts moving together. They get tighter and tighter as they move. The seeds go between these belts. The machine squashes them with thousands of pounds of pressure. Suddenly, a beautiful river of deep red juice flows out of the bottom. It looks like melted rubies. The dry leftovers are squeezed out the end to be used for animal snacks. The juice looks delicious and ready to drink. But wait, is it safe? Before it goes into a bottle, it has to pass the laser test. If the color is even a tiny bit off, the scientists will stop everything. Let's see the lab. The science lab, the laser test. The juice is now flowing through silver pipes, but it cannot go into bottles yet. First, it must pass a secret test. We enter a room that looks like a spaceship. This is the quality control lab. Here, scientists in white coats and masks use high-tech tools to check the juice. They make sure the juice is sweet, safe, and perfectly red. If the juice is not 100% perfect, it never leaves this room. What's amazing here is the invisible accuracy. We see how humans and computers work together. The scientists take small samples every 10 minutes. They want to make sure every bottle tastes exactly the same as the last one. Look at the laser spectrum analyzer. This is a cool machine that shoots a beam of light right through the juice. The light measures the Brix level, which is a fancy word for sugar. It also checks the color. If the juice is too light or too dark, the computer sends an alarm to the whole factory. It ensures that what you drink is the best of the best. The scientists have given the thumbs up. The juice is perfect. Now, it's time for the fastest part of the whole trip. Get ready to see the robot army that fills thousands of bottles in the blink of an eye. The filling robots, the speed zone. The juice is approved and ready for its new home. We move to the loudest part of the factory. Here, thousands of empty glass bottles are marching in a perfect line. They move so fast, they look like a blurry silver snake. A giant circular machine, called a rotary filler, waits for them. This machine never stops spinning. It grabs each bottle, fills it with red juice, and passes it to the next robot without spilling a single drop. Observe the precision at high speed. The factory fills over 300 bottles every single minute. Everything must be timed perfectly. If one bottle is out of place, the whole line could crash. But the sensors are too smart for that. Look at the vacuum capper. After the bottle is full, it passes under a spinning robot arm. This arm drops a metal cap onto the bottle. Then, it uses a powerful vacuum to suck out the air and twist the cap on tight. This pop sound ensures the juice stays fresh for months. It happens faster than you can blink. The bottles are full and capped. They look great, but they are just loose bottles on a belt. How do they get into those neat boxes you see at the store? Get ready to meet the box folding robot that works faster than a superhero. The packing robots, the final journey. Our pomegranate from farm to bottle journey is almost over. The bottles are cold, capped, and ready for you. But they need to travel across the world. They cannot go alone. We need a modern pomegranate juice factory tour of the final room. This is where the heavy lifting happens. Small, agile robots wait for the bottles. These machines are part of a satisfying pomegranate processing machine's show that never ends. Look at how the full production process comes together. Here, humans just watch screens while the pomegranate processing plant runs itself. We see how a pomegranate juice process ends with perfect organization. Watch the spider robot. A tiny robot with 3 long arms hangs over the belt. It uses suction cups to grab 4 bottles at once. It places them into a cardboard box that another robot just folded. Then, a giant orange arm stacks these boxes onto a wooden pallet. This is how an inside pomegranate factory sends juice to your local store. It is the heart of the how pomegranate juice is made in factory story. The truck is loaded and the doors are closing. The juice you saw as a fruit on a tree is now headed to your table. If you loved seeing this pomegranate factory in action, you won't believe what we are filming next. It involves giant melting fire and cold glass. Can you guess what it is?